Now who does this? 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't know, my hours are all over the show. I wanted to test out this thing. I paid about $5 US for this unit. See how it goes. I'm gonna wear my different gloves so I don't soak the good ones, the other ones. Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, right, I just finished watching the motocross, sorry, the supercross, which is on a motocross track, Daytona. Jet Lawrence, mate. Unfortunately, Hunter, he had a crash and he's out. Aussie boys, I'm not biased. Anyways, yeah, I was watching after that on my feed. I watch a bloke every now and again. He walks, he's doing God's work. He's walk along Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia there, and all these nutball city limit people, they're all zonked out on zonky wonks, and man, you know, priorities, mate. I mean, I've fucked up thousands of times. I've spent half my life drunk. I've fucked everything up, lost everything due to it. But sometimes, you know, it's not, you can't zonky juice all the time. And currently, lately, I've been really inspired. Usually I'm not inspired until April because of the cold, but it hasn't been that cold, see? So I'm like, right, how about I just stop messing about and start getting back in the rhythm of life again. And so I'm doing that. Getting that worked out, alright. Got a starter motor coming on the way, but I've already figured out hot start, cold starts is really shit. Give it 5 pumps. 1, 2, 3, boom, she start. Hot start, doesn't want to go. It's a 2-stroke, so just remember the motocross days. Full throttle, kick, 1 start, boom, I've got it worked out. Now, I don't really want to pull it all to bits because the plastics don't always go back together real good. I'm going to do it, but, because I'd like to have electric start with it, have that option. That's what's kind of happening. Yeah, I just got really inspired. I wrote on the messagey thing there. I said, you know, this has inspired me to go out at 3 o'clock in the morning in the rain and get some shit done. You know? Yeah. Man, I tell you, their priorities are all effed up. You know, it's like they live in a welfare state. They get food. They haven't got shelter now because they effed it all up. You know, they get medical. They get... There's so much that they get that the third world countries and third world turd holes, third world countries, they don't get any of that shit. But still they, you know, but the bad people, those that are way out of touch, right, living in their ivory towers, like the democrats, right, they're like, yeah, it's all good. You know, it's no worries, just fentanyl all over the fucking show. Let's just legalise all drugs. This is what you get. Kensington Avenue now. And there's some people just doing God's work, walking around and seeing people that are just OD and, oh shit mate, you're alright, and they call the paramedics and fuck now. But they've had every freaking opportunity under the sun, but their priorities are all fucked. And the problem is the addictiveness of how powerful these addictive drugs are. That's what you get. Yeah, because the democrats, they're so fucking far out of touch, sending billions of dollars to some dickheads that have been fighting for fucking centuries, right? Yeah, let's just send all the money off to those chaps, and look what happens to your fucking cities. Yep. Anyways, right, so I'm gonna try out my unit. I'm about to go to the servo, the juice shop. The juice, the precious juice, was hidden in the vehicles. Actually, this little unit here that I rigged up, cut that up there, slot it in there, put that there. I was thinking of permanently clamping it, you know, so chuck some things on there, whoosh, off to the post office. I'm up to date with everything. A lassie contacted me and she said she got her, because of sea freight, right, takes a long time, she got her drum, and she's like, yeah, Rab, do you know anything about it? I sent her the location of this market, which once the weather comes on, I'll be selling things there on the weekends, again, tools and stuff. I'm about to fix some tools tonight, actually, splice some wires and all that. In fact, I was just doing a bit of a revision of wire splicing, and you know, some dudes have got some different methods. I figured, oh, we'll have a look and see what they do too. Yeah, and she said she's got that, and so she was happy to hear that I sent her screenshot of the area where I got it from. I'm near Karatsu there, and yeah, you know, that's interaction. That's what my business is about. It's not just, oh, let's try and get some money and fuck you. It's interaction. It's I'm glad of the positive feedback. I'm glad of when people finally get their stuff. Sometimes it's real late. We'll see if they get their stuff and they're going, oh man, wow, you know. And thanks for the extra bit. Sometimes I stick extra things in there, and yeah, man, you know, it's, you know, like I say, it's not just a business. It's a lifestyle. You know, going out there, what kind of whack job eccentric would go out there at 3 o'clock in the morning getting all excited, going, shit, I can't wait to go to the warehouse and start messing about with tools again and tinkering around and getting shit done. And that sort of inspired me even more, because I was humming and hawing and I'm thinking, oh, really, should I go? It's going to be a couple of days of rain, and I was thinking to myself, you know, what I would generally do is just get a couple of bottles of vodka and just do fuck all, you know, and just wait out the rain and then feel like shit for a few days or whatever, and then it just drag on. I'm like, no, fuck this. I'm going to get up. I'm watching some bird, she's laying, falling. This bloke's just filming her and she's just laying down, and off she goes. And, you know, that bird might OD, so that bloke's right there watching to see, shit, is she going to be alright? You know, God's work, mate. We've got to get these drugs out of the situation. Poor bloke, he was in, I think it was Chicago or something. He's walking along filming himself with a selfie thing, and he's saying, you know what, a black bloke, right? And he's saying, and this other guy that does God's work, a black bloke too, and this blackbird that was just about to OD, there's all kinds of races there, you know, and all kinds of trouble, police there all the time. They don't seem to do anything. And anyways, this bloke, he's walking along and saying, you know, honourable man, he's like, you know, I'm here, I'm going to clean up this place, we're going to get rid of the drugs and clean up our community. And some bloke just walks up to him, of the same hue, with a revolver, and just shoots him right on camera, you know, and implicates himself. Yeah, he'll be out tomorrow. No worries, I'll just, revolving door, let him out. Shit's got to change, because it's coming to you, alright? It's coming. And like Australia, little America, oh, what do the Americans do, LGB? It's coming to you. Shit's got to change. You've got to get hard line with all this stuff and just say, fuck this. Shit's got to change. Or, you know, it's coming to you. You might be in your ivory tower, you're all safe, gated community, everything's good. They're starting to come and steal your shit too, your holiday homes. Oh yes, it's happening. Oh yes. The great sage of the East, you should listen to me. I know every fucking thing. No, not really, because I couldn't really get that to start the other day, and now it does. Anyways, I'm going to let the adventure begin, or continue. What kind of madman would go out in the frickin' rain at 3 o'clock in the morning, all excited? Check this out. A Bozozoku guy rode down there, rain or shine, mate, they don't give a shit. They're out, he didn't give it he didn't give too much of the beans, but he's definitely a Bozozoku with the noise he was making. They're out there. 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, it don't matter. They're revving the ding out of their bikes, doesn't matter what the weather is. Yeah, I guess if I was a young strapping fellow again, I'd be doing the same, I guess, being a bit of an annoyance. But actually, I bring it over here, because sometimes it's difficult to start. I don't want to make too much noise. Oh, here's me being the annoyance guy, and I don't want to annoy my neighbours any more than I have done. Nah, my neighbours, we're down, man. We're cool. Okay, let's go to the juice shop. The juice, the precious juice, was hidden in the vehicles. Now let's do. Tells ya, for most of the way I've been able to get under the big monstrosity. In the left lane I'd be getting rained on. These three are supposed to be in the far left, but suit out in the residential area is one car. And, I think he's going to turn off in a second anyway. This has been quite comfortable considering. Yes, I bet I'm getting out in the rain again. Who does that out there in the rain? 3:30 in the morning. Who does that? Alright, the crazies. Alright, now, yeah, I was just being vigilant that there weren't any wild speed people coming. Wild speed is what they call Too Fast, Too Furious. Who changes the names of the titles? It's just silly. Anyways, I guess because they understand the words wild and speed. Right, let's just chuck this potato can number 3 back in this thingy in here and continue on, shall we? Oh, there you go. I was quite impressed with that result. I'll just warm my hands up just a little bit. Wiggle it just a little bit. So here I am riding along in the rain there. I rode 37 miles above wire. Hey, on this Harley. And something about a nectar and a brand new chimney made on top of a human skull. So come on, honey, tell me, who do you love? Who do you love? I'm singing that as I'm pouring down bloody rain, and that's the start of it. Richie Valens. That was a good movie, though. At the beginning, this bloke's riding his Harley, old school, and depicting the time, the era. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, let's get a bit closer. Oh, I love the smell of 2-stroke in the morning. Yeah, well, I was quite impressed with the outcome of that. Yeah, who does that 3 odd o'clock? It's nearly 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was quite impressed with my this unit. Now it does blow around here. I mean, $5, bloody great. I mean, I've got my jacket and all. This bottom part blows around a fair bit. Had to go to the juice shop a bit earlier, but see, in the rain, these rigs are freaking fantastic. Tell me they're not. And I'll punch her. Oh, maybe I won't punch her. It depends how big you are. You know. Anyways, oh god, there's that. Anyways, I'll check this out. See, that's all I've got as far as a little bit there. Alright, and I decided to wear these boots. That's all I've got. So it sort of blew around here, but what you do is, it might look a bit girly, and I won't sit on that right now, but you tuck your knees in, right? And it gives you a tremendous amount of protection. Now that thing might blow around a bit, so it might be a bit wet down here. Yeah, it is, obviously. But essentially, let's get back to that nice warm. That I was quite impressed with those. I have this wet weather gear. I might have tossed it out actually. It was really thin stuff. No, I've probably still got it. It's camo. Yeah, I wouldn't have thrown it out because it's camo montage. Don't know, I've never used that word before, montage. Camo stuff, so it might be good in the zombie apocalypse for me running around the mountains with my bow and shit. Anyways, spear and wild pigs. But that stuff, I mean, it looks good. It was great for playing BB gun games and stuff like that. But really thin, useless for the rain really, unless it's just a sprinkle. But I had this other stuff years ago. Don't know what happened to that stuff. That the posties use. It was real thick kind of stuff and really excellent material. And that doesn't matter the weather, you know. Blowing a bloody gale, who cares? That's what the posties use. So I have no idea what happened. I lost a lot of stuff, didn't I? So I used to have it. Okay. Anyways, now I generally, there's a torch on that phone thing, right? A little pen light kind of thing. Very handy. I didn't even know I had any of that shit. And a mate of mine was here one time, and he goes, it was in dark, and yeah, a few of the chaps we showed up in the middle of the night. We had to pick up some tools or something. I don't know what it was. And he pulls out, and I was like, shit, we're fucked. I don't have a torch. And he pulls out his fancy phone, just goes, bing. Oh man. He goes, you got one too, you know. Do I? Anyways, and it turns out that my phone, that phone I had didn't. So, you know, it's too old. He's like, what do you got that antiquated thing for? Anyways, I'll change hands. Oh, fingertips are a bit not so good, but I'm just in a freaking, because it's such cloud cover, and this is midwinter, mate. I'm just wearing I've got a singlet and a and a long sleeve t-shirt. Can't believe it, mate. I might have to go to the World Economic Forum and fly there with my private jet and talk about climate change and how we have to reduce the population down from 8 billion to 500 million. We'll just have to select who. Carl Schwab can go first. He said he's going to volunteer anyway. So one thing that I found, okay, I always wanted to carry like a torch. I've got a torch in the rig, and I figure maybe I'll put a torch on this thing, and I figure I wanted to know if I could utilize the see when the revs are up, the beam, you got low beam and high beam on these, right? And the beam is much higher than it would at idle. And so I wanted to know if I could work the combo lock utilizing this light. And so I couldn't see it, and then I thought, I tried and I couldn't see it, and I thought, alright, how about I chuck it on a high beam and it's close, and just try to see these numbers. And so I put this rig up real close, and I could just barely make them out. And I'm like, is that a 2, a 7, a 5, what is that? And I was able to, I was like, I think by Jove, I think he's got it. And I did. So I was quite pleased with that. And that's in the shit weather. It was still raining on this thing. I couldn't get it that close because the beam would be too low for it, and so I adjusted it just to a point where I could actually see and utilize these rigs. Tell me you wouldn't want to have one of these, eh? And I'll school you. Nah, fantastic. Run on the sniff of an old rag. I put the equivalent of like $3 in it, and I've got, I'd say 3 quarts of a tank out of that, and that'll keep me going for frickin' ages. I mean, if you stick to the legalness of it, legally these rigs 50cc's are only allowed to do 30 kilometers per hour. Yeah. I stick to that. Obviously, no super motard and, you know, going all tripod style and slidey whiteys. No, none of that. I've never done any of that sort of stuff. Nah. Nah. Oh, I'm very pleased with that pissing down out there, isn't it? Whew, but it comes down a lot harder. No, I've never done any of that sort of thing. Nope. See this starter motor here, you can get to really easily, alright, but that one, it's way further in, and it's a real, I checked out this the internet there, and this bloke in some beep country, he was actually taking one off. So they were saying, you rip that off, you take that off there, because you've got to get down to this bolt thing, and you've got one lead wire to it, and it's very fiddly, very messing around. I might have a universal joint to angular in. I think I do actually. I was going to sell a bunch of stuff at the tools and at the market, and I found some stuff that I believe would be quite useful, and I think if I wasn't such a fool head, I believe I would have kept the bloody thing. But, or maybe I dreamed it. I was at the hardware store and just dreamed of the type of tools that I want. It's either in here or over there. But I think I had a universal. Maybe I was thinking about these things. Oh, I don't know. No one cares about this story. Shit, I thought I had one of those. But yeah, it looked like a real bastard to get into. What's that thing on there? Why is that there? Why is that there? Why is that there? Well, looks like some bloody drunken bastard might have been working in here. One time I forgot to put the clutch plates in there. when I was changing a clutch on this fucking bike. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just drunk. Could have sworn I had a universal on a see how excited I am to play with tools and shit. You know what, it's probably possible that I decided against taking that away from all its mates, all the sockets, and I decided to keep it with that because I'm an idiot. That's why. Bummer. Ow. Alright, so it's going to be a real bastard to get to. But, you know, right now she's starting beautiful because I know the way this wants to start. This one, it's 50cc 2-stroke, but I've had this for years and it's just got a different starting characteristics. Because that thing there has got one of those auto chokes on it. I hear tell that a lot of chaps hate them and they piss them off. And they uninstall them. Oh, nice. No one cares about this story. Right, let's get to work, shall we? Let's get those overalls on. Right, first up on the things to do, I want to check this out. It says here you've got to be very careful on your safety wise with this bloody thing or something. It said it somewhere. Right, this is Veritas Dow Maker's Owner's Manual, and it's got the Japanese Owner's Manual tool. This is made in Canada. Sharp blade, that's what it says. Open carefully, careless handling may result in serious injury. Right on, I've had plenty of those, so quite well adapted. Now, Veritas Basic Dow Maker. This is the 05J 45.01 made in Canada. So, I hear tell that these are expensive units. So I'm going to do a bit of research on that. I've taken a few pictures of the you know, the part number and all that. So I've been meaning to get around to that. This is the get around to section. I'm going to stick plugs in the rig. Use one of these plungery things for the chainsaw. And more get around to section is over here. The get around to section is growing. it's just growing. Right on. Now, okay, so I don't have to take this back. I took some pictures of this unit. I'll take a picture of that toe with that thingy. Yes. Not part number that, but right, do that. Next on the things to do list, I got the weight, but I forgot to. This is the Icho board that I did a photo shoot with a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, there's another get around to do. I haven't shown those flags yet, have I? And I'm going to do those. We're getting it now. I forgot the coloration differentiations on this. Is awesome. This is Icho. That's the type of wood. I forgot to measure it. I put the weights and measure weights, but not measured. Let's do that now. Okay, that's done. Now another to-do list thing. I'm just documenting this one. I'm not going to put those over in the to-do list section. But this is a to-do list. This entire box is filled with these are like electrical lighting units, and they slide into the ceiling. They flick them on and on, slide them into the ceiling, and then you hook with these things here. You hook up your, not like them, but different lighting sort of systems. Now I have no idea how much one of these each is, but it's from an auction house and just pile in all kinds of bloody yah. This thing here must have been a pretty expensive unit at some stage. Some kind of sensory thing when people walk into a door or something and they that's Millennium Falcon sort of shit. that bloke that gives me all kinds of stuff, and these things were rattling around in the back of the rig, and that one broke. Oh, poor bloody thing, but ceramics up the wazoo. Alright, now, what are we going to do now? Right, let's splice up those wires for the tunny fella. I said I'll get around to doing them so that we can take some stuff to the market. I want to make up a gasket for that unit there. Oh god, I want to know if I can dismantle that. Like if I had some high-speed steel, I'd make a wood rough key for the proper one. I might just weld the bastard. Got that. Anyways, see, brains are thinking, mate. Brains are thinking. If I could, currently that's too big. Well, I can unbolt that. I reckon some old school bikers, you know, dudes that are in the old Harleys or some bloody thing. That's a wheel truer. I reckon they'd be well keen on something like that. Blokes out there would love to have this. And I do declare, there's some collar pin or something in there. I do declare I could dismantle that, figure out weights and measures, and I could probably screw those in there. I reckon I could sea freight that. I do declare that that's possible, and some blokes out there might want to keep it the way it is, or reco it. I know that one of these sold for about, what was it, $1,500 US or something, like 10 years ago. It's an ice crusher. Got this like blade thing on it down there, and but the key gave way, and I just made up a rudimentary out of mild steel. Bloody bugger to get in there for the slot in here to make it at least work as a, you know, utilise as a display. But I think I really should, if I tack weld it in there, but it's not really the right thing to do. Or I can just fuck it, leave it the way it is. See if I can dismantle that. If I could chuck all that in a I could chuck all that in a... Wouldn't all fit in one box though, would it? They say if I take it to market in the springtime, I could get $100 for it. But the thing is, it's not really going to work. The first time they're going to try and crush ice, that soft metal is just going to go bonk. That's why I was thinking of welding it. Welding that shaft of that gear in there. I could probably get into it to do it, but it's not. Yeah, if I just left it the way it is, and oh, it gives $100, no worries, see you later. You know, it'd be like Charlie and Boots, you know, selling people a whole stack of strawberries, and they got a fruit fly. Anyways, that's a reference. Not really the honourable thing to do, so I have to just tell them, and people would just want that as a display. So fuck it, I'll just leave it the way it is. Decision making time right now. Leave it the way it is. Explain to them. Yeah, because I want to do. Who the fuck's going to crush ice anyway? Right, that'll make for a wonderful display. Right, that solves that problem. Now, that actually belongs to a mate. So, alright, that vice I did have online to sell, and then I sort of, once I started using it, I was like, no one cares about this story. Right, I'd love to fix that chainsaw. What do I do first? Fix Tunny fella's stuff. Fuck around with that. We'll get there. Now, I haven't exactly been able to pick up too many radio stations with this one, apart from the fucking shopping channel or whatever it was. That's sort of, this is the Daggy, the local Daggy radio station, which I can't pick up anyway. I'm gonna have to make up an aerial for it because the reception in here is crap. It's funny though, when it's really overhanging cloud and all, I'm getting good reception here, or good enough to run. I usually stand over there to get it. So I can't get the Daggy one, which is, that's good. But unfortunately I can't get NHK, which is actually quite good. They put on some good stuff. 1071, 78. 1071. Let's try and go through a few of these. 78.7, they're not bad, which is Cross FM. Cross FM. That's some shit. I can't pick that up either. Now I did get something, I came across something at one stage, which was, it was noise. There was 3 songs in like 8 hours. All the rest was just garble, garble, blah, 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 blah. That's all I could make out of it. Alright, yeah, make up an aerial, but that's another to-do on the to-do list. So many of those. Ah, we got some noise. There we go. What number is this? I better write this down. 93 point. Well, that wasn't listed on the bloody thing. Right. We'll write that bastard down, because each time I turn it off, it just goes back to wherever. The search actually worked. I said, bugger, I'll just let the search go. But the last time I tried it, the search thing going didn't do shit. Alright? And didn't pick anything up. Presumably, because of the real low cloud cover, or the wiry, the Millennium Falcon-y stuff. May have something to do with that. Now, what we'll do is, open sesame. Alright, let's try that. 93.00 to be exact. FM. Does this even have AM these days? Yeah. Right, now. There you go, so the actual searchy thing decided to work. Great unit. That bloke that chucked stuff in the back of my rig, like that thing, whatever that is, and those and all kinds of other stuff. I've taken stuff to market and made a bit of dough out of it. He just chucked stuff in the back, and a tunny fella likes electrical shit, and he makes money out of that, yeah. Boom! Great unit. I mean, if I can set up an aerial. Now, let's, I figured, I wish I had it written down the other radio station, but we'll give a few a go if we can. But most of them, I want to get NHK, but I can't seem to get it. Now, this unit here, the tunny fella gave me this, and he said, can you connect that to that? And that, I'm not sure what to do about this currently. I might have to open it up. Because he makes money out of electrical shit, and he was cutting a whole bunch of electrical cables and bits and pieces and blah-de-blahs, and he cut this off and he goes, oh shit, he cut it off the wrong one. And he said, no, he did that to that one. And he said about an hour later he's working away and and he did that to this too. Oops. And he gave me this to deal with this. I reckon that's a bit of a mendoxai, a waste, because that's useful, isn't it? So I'm sure I had another connector around somewhere, but I have no freaking idea. Oh, that's a long shot, isn't it? Hang on. Oh, here we go. Boom! I fucking knew I had one around here somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Done. I might be able to work something out with that. Yeah, I've got a few bits of... I might have to pull this box out and get an idea of what we've got going on in here. Right. Where do you get all these tools and stuff, Clint Eastwood? Well, unlike you, I don't just go around stealing shit, you know. Right. Accumulate this over the course of a lifetime. Gran Torino. Oh, there we go. The box that keeps on giving. Spotlights and kind of fancy, whatever. Right. Box that keeps. I could use that for something. There's something I was going to do. I'll test that Yeah, so I'm going to test that switch. That might work. Alright, okay, so mate, you're saved. Might just check to see if he actually even works. Oh, there we go. Nice. Where you going? So I had that clamped up there. Right, so we'll save you. You're saved, mate. You're saved. Right. Right on. Kind of digging this radio station. I'm gonna do some splicing here. Yeah, well, this radio station. Oh, hey, who listens to this stuff at whatever time it is in the morning? 93. It's Fukuoka. Nice. I hear that rain coming on again. Pretty heavy. Yeah, it's coming. Right on. Now, deal with that. Splice up that way. Go a third of the way. Third away. Right. We'll get some better stuff going on there. Yep. We got the gear, mate. We got the gear. Right on. Come together nicely. Just find the right splicer. Splicing position. Go high first of all, and then come down, and then go around it. Find your spot. Go around it. Peel it out just a little bit. Make certain that you're not taking, like not stripping some of the wires. That's beautiful. It's just the right one we need. Okay, getting a nice splice going on here. So you wanna, I'm gonna tape this section up. Probably got some better stuff there. And then what you want to do is after that, so you want to go about a third. Keep the strands loose. You want to go about you want to go about a third each. Alright, prior to starting to make your twist, and then your twist, and then you come up with this, and it'll be nice and solid instead of just whacking them together. Right, now let's get some tape on that and then continue. Maybe I should elaborate on that. Yeah, so if you just get these two together and then just twist them just willy-nilly, it's going to be it's not a good connection, and it's easily you could pull it out really easily. But in this case, putting a third to a third and then wrapping it nice and wind tight, a nice tight wind, then you get yourself a good solid and strong connection. Now what I'll have to do is wrap the inner line first. You could wrap the inner line then wrap the outer line. Usually I do that and then go on overall. I generally prefer to do that. We'll see how we go on this one. That's got to be a real nice connection. That. Sadly, this radio station has turned it into the frickin' shopping channel. Oh, it's only $3.80, $3.80. Really? Oh shit, that's fantastic. That's so bloody cheap. Some old bag just come on. Two young guys were talking about music or something. It sounded great, and then this presenter brings on some old bird and some young bird, and they're banging on about how cheap all this shit is. Oh. We'll give it a go. Hopefully that segment will piss off. Who's listening to it anyway? Some eccentric guy Jin is out there fixing his mate's shit, fixing his mate's fuck ups. But this is gonna work out going to work out real nice, this. Good connection. She's coming along nicely now. Go for my twisty poos on that way, and then yeah, it's going to be a real nice, strong, solid connection. That's pro shit, that. So, we know that this now is K. Don't want to take that insect along. B, yeah. C, KBC radio, alright. Oh, shit. Right, let's continue. Okay, there you go. Nice, good, solid, pro style, professional. See, this is for a friend. He accidentally cut that off. He's just throwing away. He's a scrapper and throws away a bunch of stuff. But this was destined to. He's like, oops, and he oops this one too. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. Yeah, he oops that. But this is for a friend, but it was destined to be sold at a market, and I figure either way you want to slice it. I mean, these things, slice it. These things ain't toys, mate, you know what I mean? So it's got to be done properly, got to be done right. So that's a good, nice, intertwined, strong connection right there. So let's give it a whirl, see how it goes. Ooh. But here's 2 hands of this thing. This is one of those dual saws. Interesting kind of blade system on these. I usually pull that out before I even have a glance at a blade. That's why I'm being careful with. You never know, mate, you never know. See, I've still got all my bits and pieces. I've ground all kinds of things back in the day. Surface grinders, tool post grinders, wash grinders, all kinds of bloody shit, and I still got my fingers. That said, now, like Ricky Carmo, he says, oh, this guy's being really methodical, and then as soon as he says it, it's happened quite a few times when he's announcing, and blokes have a bit of a crashy poos. Right, let's see how we go with this, eh? Nice! Tony fella's going to be very pleased about that. I said I'll get around it. Alright, let's see what we can do with this chainsaw, eh? Alright, there you go. One job done. This nice young chappie, we've got a new segment now. This nice young chappie is talking about Daisuke Disneyland, or he likes Disney stuff. And luckily for this bloke, he's ignorant of the facts of what's actually really going on with Disney, dirty fuckers. Yeah, he's blissfully ignorant. You know, he's not stupid, he's not naive, but it's blissfully ignorant. Blissful ignorance of happily oblivious of what's actually going on, mate. Yeah. It's pretty bad. Alright, now, I don't have much hope with this, but we'll see what we can do here. We'll see what we can do. Fine, I've got it open. Just when you think you know where all the, you got all the screws, you haven't. I think we've got that thing there, and because all the gunk around some of the positions was able to reveal spots where there was in there and there and there and there, and give it a bit of a squirt, and then oh, there's another screw, and then there's another one, and another one. Right, now, because he's cut it so close here, I had to open it up, so I think that some formulation of splicing here might be it. Now I've got to figure out, should be able to, there's a spring there, that all popped out, and I've got to, that'll pop in there. That's what, certainly that's what that does. So if I figure out this trigger system, it shouldn't be, It's not too Millennium Falcon, is it? That popped out earlier on. See if we can figure something out here. Alright, now, if I can find a way to splice here, then we can use that thing there. Starting to have a bit of hope with it. It seems to be okay, the shaft. Don't really need to emery that up and spray it all. Got some hope. Yeah, this young guy, he's talking about some of the music they use in Disney or something. Thankfully for that young bloke, he's blissfully unaware. Righto. It's an evil world, man. The balance of the universe. We need to push back against evil, man. In this case, this thing here is sort of like fused to the wires kind of thing, and therefore like they put that through and then they do some heat thing or whatever the hell. So I had to cut this. I figured I might be able to do that if I can figure out that trigger system again and get all that back in, and I might be able to at least make it work. So that'll be good. It won't be pretty, but a pretty person is working on it. Who's listening to this shit at bloody whatever time it is? What is the time? What kind of foolhead would be listening to this stuff at frickin'... Oh, it's 6:15. This song actually sounds pretty cool. Some of the others were a bit daggy, but... Alright. But it's noise. I don't mind it. I'm finding this to be quite interesting, really. So pulling all apart, and I sorted this out. Now, when I went to put it back together, and I had to figured out the trigger system. It's no Millennium Falcon sort of thing. Interesting shaft thing going on here. As I went to put it back together, didn't want to go, but this is like experience coming in here. So I never had anything when I was a kid, so I never learned anything. But I know from this, from something else. I like, see, experience. My father would say, it's all just common sense, you know, never fucking teach me anything. I know from experience. Messing about with some other rig that I sorted out. In fact, that just reminds me that I've got some brushes here. I don't know if they will fit and they're the same, but don't matter. I can certainly find something. But that circular saw down there needs some brushes to change. But as I went to put it together, the brushes themselves, the spring-loaded section, they popped in, so I couldn't put the shaft in. So I had to take that off and then figure out. I figured maybe I can pry them open and put the shaft in, and you can kind of. And there's some movement here, so you can kind of pry them out, and they just fit beautifully. And then you can sort of just get that just out to sit like that, put the shaft in, and then sort of work it back in, and your brushes go back in. So I got that experience from another unit, one of these units actually, that I managed to repair. I got it for next to nothing. I managed to repair it, and I sold off for real good money. So it was a real good one with a laser and all kinds of fancy pants stuff. So that was good. So yeah, I'm kind of enjoying this, even if it won't happen. I sort of learning a little bit more about these little bloody bull dusts. Yeah, so a lot of it's, you kind of need to know the nuances, and I don't even know what that word means, the intricacies of a particular model, you know, like sometimes you might be like, fuck, how does this thing come apart, and then pff, you break it and you're like, oh, the dudes that know, like, they assemble them, they just go, they could do it with their eyes closed kind of thing. But yeah, you know, each particular model, like that's a Makita, and I worked on a, what was it, a Bosch or something. What the bloody hell was that? That's a Hitachi, and another one, the Ryobi, and they're all kind of got a little bit different sort of system, but very, very similar. Just like this thing with the starter motor, but the starter motor is a real bastard to get to. Messing about with that one, and all kinds of different stuff. You kind of put it together, and you can learn some shit from each one, and each one will give you a bit of a better idea. That's just a heads up for those that want to learn how to fix shit. Tools and stuff are fun, man. It's just really fun. Get into it. Ah, whispers of the morning, lovers deep inside, rolling like thunder when I look in your eyes. Crowley's probably up there going, oh god, that fucking idiot's trying to sing again. He's up there somewhere. Oh, a real good time actually. Yeah, a real good time. Just figure, who cares if it's gonna rain. Usually if it's gonna rain for a couple of days, I'm just gonna drink beers and vodka and wine or whatever and just stuff it, you know. But no, we'll get stuck into these. Just me out here, man. Get stuck into these jobs and have some fun and learn a few things about these things and jump up and down and throw them around, crack their shits when things don't work. But hey, it's all a part of it. Right on. Seems to be coming together quite nicely. Yeah. Before I stick the chain on and adjust it and put the chain guard on there, what I might do is test it. Don't even know if the motor works on this. Okay. Let's see, give that a go. What you got to do, so I figured out that switch system, it's just a thing that if it's out, you got to press that in order to start it. And unlike so you got to hold it in. Once you let it go, you can't start it again. So it's not like some tools where you can press a button and then it'll hold it in and it'll just keep going. With chainsaws, you don't want that. You want them to stop as soon as you fall off a freaking fall out of a tree or some shit. Now let's you don't want it to keep running. Alright, now let's see, let's just test the motor first. Rock and roll. Oh, nice little unit. I've actually got a real good one up there. But, you know, as far as electrical ones go, it's nice. And I'm gonna get those rocking and rolling. That one is mine and it works, but the bloody thing, the primer thingy broken. That's got the plastic surround thing. I got one of those primary things with the gomu rubber thing. Gonna have to come up with an idea. Got a few ideas, so I'll give that a whirl. Now let's whack this back together, and I have a mind of taking that while no one's around, taking that bloody great big, it's not like I'm not allowed to do it, generator, chuck it on the scoot. One of these days I'm going to bring my car and do that, or get that working, go up there and chainsaw some more of those big logs, get stuck into them here again and chuck it in there, get a bigger bloody thing there. Oh, a person. There we go. Oh, I'm getting hungry though, but I'm glad that getting the Tunny fella's tools ready to go, because he's actually starting to go to the market again now. So it won't be long. I reckon another 3 weeks. I reckon I'll start going to the market again. Can't wait to go again. Yeah, and get stuck into buying more tools and fixing more tools and just doing stuff. You know, I spent too much time doing nothing. Yeah. Right on. And the cool thing about these units is they've got an Allen key they pop in there, and just down under here you've got your adjustment. So I've loosened that off. Well, it was loose because I had it all, and then you've got a screw in here, cap screw, that you can adjust in order to tighten your chain. Alright, I'll play with that. Okay, so yeah, I had that backed off there, and then that little chain tensioner down there, that Allen key's back in that little unit. Yeah, so you want a little bit of play in it, not too much, but that's just right. Now I can whack some chain oil in there. That drips on the chain as it keeps it well lubricated. Some chain oil there and some in there and this, that and the other, but that'll do. Not going to use it, I'll just let him know. They've even got a little window down here to let you know it's oil level. So it's a good unit, this thing. Alright, let's see how she feels. Oh, chainsaw's one-handed now. So you press that button in. Won't go, press that button in. Yeah. It's running really nicely on its track. Yeah, there you go. I'm quite pleased about that. Tunny fella's going to be really happy. I'll have to change his battery. No one's watching this shit anyway. Just trying to figure upon what the next job should be, and I was thinking about these brushes and see these electrical contacty carbony whatevers. Got a couple in here. Let's see if they're the same size as the one that circular saw. Give it a go. Yeah, so unfortunately the Tunny fella cut it there and not like there, so I had to go a deep dive into this, but that's alright. I'm quite pleased that she came about reasonably well. Yeah, that's not bad, eh? That works. Good. Okie dokie. Let's have a look at these brushes, shall we? It had a piece of tape on it with an X on it. So when at the auction house, that means it's Genjo and something's not quite right with it. Looks like it's a bit rough, been burnt or something. And spot. Yeah, I've got some brushes there, just the off chance that they might be the same. Whether that's the problem or not, I don't know. Don't want to do nothing, that's for sure. So sometimes you can open them up and you can slide them out good. What am I, an expert? I've only done it once. I already loosened off a little bit earlier. Alright, let's get a deep dive into this. As expected, it doesn't want to just slide out. I put a little bit of lube in there. It doesn't just want to slide out, so that would mean that I'd have to pop. There's two of them, one on either side, so that means I'd have to deep dive, take that out, and then see if I can pop them out or something like that, and only to find that these ones are a different size. Anyways, but you get the model number, if I can read the bloody thing, and hardware stores got plenty of that. So I've been curious as to what these little screws are here and here, wondering if they're like, it's a slightly different design from the last one I played with, the only one, whether they're like stoppers or something like that, but yeah, as they wear, oh yeah, did that move? Boom. Oh, it did move at least. Boom. Got it. Uh-oh, they look pretty good. So it's probably burnt out. Possibly. I'm guessing that this one's burnt out, but be interesting to know. Just sort of I'm going to open it up and see if I can find some continuity with one of these fancy pants electrical devicey things. and yeah, see if there's any continuity with the wiring itself. You know, if that's the case, shit, maybe it's worth getting some new brushes for it. We'll see. I wouldn't know where to start if I wanted to figure out if there's any resistance and continuity on this bloody thing. I'm just trying to look for whether we've got any it's burnt out or anything like that. The shaft actually looks cleaner right here with the brushes touch. The bearing seems okay. So what I might do is just shelve this job for a while and yes, and get some new brushes for it. I'll take down the model number. They've got plenty of that stuff at the hardware store and they're pretty cheap, so we'll see if we can find a model number for this. It's slightly obscured, but I'll get the magnifying glass on that. Drop that down and yeah, we'll see how we go. Maybe there's one of them's not too pleased to come out. Might be that. Might be something to do in there. Bit of rusting in there. Don't know. It might be worth. Look, these aren't worth much when they're old. They don't really sell at the. I sell a few every now and again, but not for much. I've got a couple here, one there. Some of them have been sitting around for ages. So it's just a tinkering away, you know. When it's raining, it's going to rain like over the next few days at least. So I figure there's another one there. I figure what I'll do. My brushes they're much smaller than this thing, so it's a pretty tough unit. If I can get it new brushes and it works, good. I've got some pearlers here that I want to play with a bit later on. They work. Yeah, you know, well worth something that I could use. I've got a few laying about. Got one in there. But yeah, just a matter of. I might clean that up with some emery a little bit later. And, it might just be a matter of that brush not too keen. But I wanted to know anyways, just have a look. Is it all burnt out? Is it all fucked? Maybe it is. Be nice to know. Alright. Oh, incidentally, when I took this out and I sort of popped it upside down, just inadvertently or whatever, and boom, this wave washer popped out. So from what I understand, I put it back inside there, and in the recess there, it seems that to me, being a wave washer, that it keeps the tolerance of this shaft together. So I'm glad that I actually noticed that. So it keeps the tolerance of this shaft nice and just snug, so it doesn't move around on the lateral on that plane. Not a plane, it's a bloody circular, in order to keep that from moving sort of back and forth that way. I don't feel anything in it whatsoever in that way. Once the bearings in the recess, must be a tolerance thing, but yeah, that's so it's slightly different from the last one. Each one has their own kind of slight variations of the same kind of unit. Now, right, I'm going to jot down that and move on to the next job. Okay, so it turns out it's a Ryobi W-190D. I presume that's the. I'll put 190 because that's 190 mil in diameter. Okay, so I had a look online about this model, and turns out like second hand they're selling for about 20 bucks. So, ain't really worth, you know. You might get some brushes for 6-7 bucks, something like that. Who knows? Might work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not fretting about it, but just like tinkering, I like seeing the differences, the nuances, and seeing the differences of the designs. They're just slightly different, but do the same job. Yeah, so I wondered if these were like some stoppers or something to stop the brushes from moving too far in or coming out or some bloody thing. I don't know. But alas, what I might do, wouldn't mind having a go at it. Just new brushes and just seeing. I wouldn't mind. So I'm gonna find a box, chuck all that shit in there. Remember about this wave thing for the, what do you call that movement there? That tolerance that like with gearboxes you gotta. Oh, the word nearly came. That word. Shit. Prior to getting that chainsaw rocking and rolling, I figured I'll go and find if there's anything to burn. Like, it's starting to get real. It's pretty cool, but I guess it's just should have brought more to wear. A natural resource. Found a shit ton of stuff up there. But there's those big logs I like to get up there with that chainsaw. Anyways, this sawzall, I never had one before, and I can't recall whether it works or it's not, or I haven't got a blade for it, so I think that might just be the issue. Let's see now. How's that? You've got a trigger there. So does that mean the blade will go? Seems like maybe the blade will go that way, eh? Let's try. Nothing. Bummer. That might have been pretty good. Alright, well, brush there, brush there. That might be the issue for that. It's a Makita. So what I might do is take a brush out and then just sort of take that and for the sizes. I'm just about to yank this brush out, and often they don't come out and they'll just break up. And as I was doing that, I look over here and I'm like, hang on. Yeah, see all this nonsense here. It's a switch. Let's try this again, shall we? Hey, it might bloody work, and if that's the case, maybe that's why, like, the switch is so obscured. It's a long shot, of course, but hopefully. I was just about to yank that out and bloody open all this up and crack the shits and try and get the size of it. Let's just run on hope, shall we? Hopium. Like that there. I'm going to run on some hopium on this one. I've never had a sawzall before. I reckon that'd be pretty rad if it works. Might have ended up in the auction house, like, you know, because the switch is obscured and people figured out it's stuck and they stuck it in the Genjo section. We'll give it a whirl. Not doing nothing. Here goes nothing. Oh, bugger! And poo. Oh. That's a bummer, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so it could be the brushes. Bugger and poo on that one. Right. I was about to go for a deep dive with Jackson Hinkle or something, and see his last name? And these are one of those wave washers again, see? And I put fingies in there without having that connected, obviously. And I noticed because I noticed this bearing, there's some rusting around there, so I just gave a bit of a looby-doob, and I put my fingers in there without that going, obviously. And yeah, I reckon that shaft could do with a bit of clean up. And then I went to turn, just want to see how, if it would turn okay, and fingies in there, and it wasn't. Anyway, let's do this. We're out. Okay, and I put my fingers in here, and I went to turn the shaft itself. There you go, so you might be able to see that bearing, that shaft there. And it was sort of stuck a bit, and I was like, what's going on here? And then I went, boom, and it just turned, right? And I'm like, wow. And I had this cap out, and I was trying to yank out this, that brush to get the size of it. See, I'm already sort of diving into it. And I go, shit, I wonder if that like did something, just because the shaft was a bit sort of stuck, and I wonder if it actually would do something. Long shot, but I'm about to, I've taken some screws out of here, and about to do something with that, and then I go, you know, long shot, I'll give it a go. And this switch here, woo! Woo! It did something. I'm getting better. Man shit! Man shit! Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Okay, let's be right, you're too happy about that. Get to the chopper! That little poppy kid will probably be shitty with me because I beat her at junking. So she'll go junker pong. Right. I kind of cheated. And the kid's like 4, and this is at the motocross track. This is when he won the 250 championship that day. I'm just stumble bumming around all drunk and stuff, and I'm like pretending that I'm gonna do the goo. That's called the goo, and that's the chalky, and that's the palm. And I go, right, and I kept stopping, and I'm like, no, you ready? You sure you're ready? And she's like looking, and I'm like, right, I'm gonna do that. So I kind of cheated, and she got shitty. Had a bit of a grizzle, and the bloke that was one of the mechanics there, he's like, oh, and I just walk away, sort of like, yeah, you know, like I'm Captain Hero, man. Should take that off this one. Look at that, it's even getting better. What a unit! I've never had a saw before. Right, so we can start looking around for a. Oh! Decide to stop. Oh, now it doesn't want to go. I wonder if I just move the shaft around a bit, but clearly I reckon that it's a brush situation. Yeah. So at least we know that the power all works. See if I can try that again, eh? We can just get that shaft moving. I reckon that shaft there, if I clean that up, it might be good enough. So we'll do that soon. Get to the chopper! Oh, no more choppers! Righto, let's take that off then, because I can't get the brushes out. I'm having fun. Now, get to the chopper! Yeah, I was all excited about the Daytona Supercross. They do it outdoor. It's on Bike Week, and we thought it was going to be a total mudder, which I don't like the mud races, and turns out that it wasn't. I should have kept it going, eh? You know why I didn't? Because I'm stupid. I wonder if that bearing will come out of that shaft. And what holds this in here? Where are the screws that hold this? Oh yeah, it looks like you've got to take that off and then get to them from there. Oh, why don't you just work, you bastard? You know, I'm enjoying this so much. I'll head into town. Back in my half hour. Go and get a meal. Sukiya. They got a Sukiya in this town. The town over there. Yes, enjoying this. Like I say, you know, usually the weather comes in and you know it's going to just be shit and can't put anything on the back of the rig or whatever. But I've got everything sorted. So I reckon, you know, I'd just be back sitting at the computer watching some other dudes doing stuff on YouTube and Rumble and all that. So look at this, I'm enjoying this. I think I heard Crowy a bit earlier. He might not have known I was here. They usually know. Yeah, I'm gonna see. That's what's so great about these zippy poos. You go, if I had the rig here, I'd be like, oh no, I'll just go hungry and leave earlier. But because of the zippy poos, I can just, I'm there in 5 minutes and a bit more than that. And yeah, you can get through the traffic to the pole position all the time, and it's great. Don't get a meal on that way. See, these are fucking great. This is gonna. I got this for nothing. My mate gave it to me, and he said, "Oh, I can't get it going. Just keep it." I'm like, "Sure, all right, yeah. Maybe use it for parts or something." And he's just down there, right? Just down there. And I open up the carburetor and clean it out and blah blah, mess about, and I put my big battery on the thing and found alright, some electricals are working, and the battery was flat, but the starter motor's stuffed, and I've got one coming actually, and got it for about $20 new, and online, and yeah, within a couple of hours I wrote it down there. I go, oh, beep beep, hey, and he goes, it's Koyashi, it means drats, I said, oh, those are, you can, those are not, you can. I'm like, those are, oh, you want it, right? So go on, you can have them. Of course, not you can have it. I'm like, oh, do you want it? You still want it? Still don't want it? I think that's how, you still don't want it. And he goes, no, just keep it. I'm like, fucking fantastic. And but we didn't have any paperwork for it. So, for those that don't know the story, so I chatted with a friend of mine at this auction house about it. American bloke, and he's para fluent in Japanese, and he goes, oh yeah, hold my beer. He's speaking, or whatever he said, and he's back in 2 minutes, and the bloke, and he said, I was talking about the situation, he goes, oh yeah, hold my beer, and off he goes to his rig, comes back, he's a qualified mechanic, got the paperwork, and he says, yeah, no worries, and we'll sort that out, and just give me the, he said, give me the engine numbers, and he said, you know what, you can do it, all you gotta do is just write down the engine numbers, and you don't even have to put the frame number, engine number, and take it to the ward office. And I had to go to a few different ward offices, and in fact I had to go into the east side of town to one of the major ward offices there, but shit, all that running around going to different ward offices, and they tell me which ward office you got to go to, all that running around, but I was in the ward office, the main one, to do it. I swear I was in there less than 10 minutes, and boom, off we go, mate, and get your motor running. Yeah, I rode 37 miles of barbed wire. Yeah, so there you go. These things are freaking awesome. And yeah, like I say, if I had the rig here, I don't know, all that stuffing around in traffic and all that, I wouldn't go. But with this Zippy Poos thing, this is going to save me a lot of money. I'm going to be here a lot more. I'm enjoying coming here on the rig, especially when the weather's on. Oh, the breeze, when you're cruising, mate. It's like riding a freaking horse. And it's like, shit, mate, you're hot and it's humid, and you're freaking busting ass on one of these motos, and then you're like, oh, when's the moto going to win? And you get some air, and you're like, oh, those moments when you're in the air and it feels good. All moto guys know that feeling. Now, I'm no freaking pro, am I? I'm just a weekend freaking warrior, okay? Once we're warriors. Alright, let's do this. Rich piano. Oh god, these units are awesome. Yeah, so my float level of the float in the tanks, a bit oddball. It's a bit oddball. It's going up to the it's a bit oddball city limit. Maybe it's okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's come up again there. It's just oddball city limits. Nutball city limit. And here we go. It's the rice field of contemplation. Woo. down that way, and then we'll this is where I did some slidey widies. These blokes were over here on the Harleys, and they must have checked their phones and knew that 2 hours was coming through, and this bloke was walking this way to check, just having a look at the weather, and I come blasting along, and I have a quick glance over there, and here I am going, tripoding my way, sliding over there, woo! Hey, made it out of there, but that weather was really coming on. It was really trying to get us, because there was quite a few bikers and dudes on scoots, and we knew what was up. We knew what was coming out. This one. Grumble is I, and it's 9:07 in the freaking morning this time. And Foodways, if I had known, opens at 9:30, so I could have waited around, and I paid full price for a coffee at the convenience store. I could have got here for a bit cheaper, because that's how we roll. But anyway, Suki, yeah. Yes, Sukiya, mate, I'm going to get a decent sized meal this time. Yep, make that happen. Enjoying doing this man shit. Okay, cookie. Appetite is back. Alright, we got this tonkatsu soup. Nice. Cafe latte. I upped the, I got the medium. Oh god. Appetite is back on the huge. That's good. I haven't had that sort of real willingness to eat for a long time and work and do shit. Feeling good. Back to work. Gepu. The plot thickens. I haven't had a meal that big in months. Great. And the plot thickens. See, I figured that these are bolted from inside, and generally they're from the outside. So I can see a couple of them here. Screws actually. And there's a couple more behind there. So I'm going to have to remove this gearing, which will require. Boom, boom, boom. Shit, it looks like a camshaft or something, you know. Right, so that's how that thing works on a gear, and that gear does that, and that's on one of those lobes, not concentric lobes. What do you call those bloody things again? Like that one. I think I figured out the word I was looking for before, like play and shit, I forgot my word again. God damn it! The tolerance to play, my head's a bit fucked. Always have memory problems. Always. Ain't my fault. Anyway. Don't worry about that one. It'll come back now. Right, so that's how that works on this sort of off, whatever. I can't even think of the words for that. At least I know the concept. Unfortunately, I got a bit complacent when I was taking some of these screws out, and I didn't force pressure on the other side, and bugger, had to get out the manual impact driver. This is a Merge's best friend, or one of his best friends. These are good. Now, right, so these work on some kind of, like, what do you call it, an elongated system or some shit like that. I can't remember the word for it. Yeah, very interesting unit. Now I've got to try to figure out how to remove that, which I don't know. Maybe it all comes off in one assembly. It's connected, the knee bone's connected to the, oh right. On second thought, well, it's actually looking like that's peened over and you can't get to that. I'd be bloody surprised, and I can't get to here where I believe. Is that right? Maybe I'm incorrect on that. It can't be just so too. Oh bloody hell, I don't know. Let's see now. Now I guess that this should all come off in one assembly. Then I was looking at that and I go, oh. Yeah! So much for that. Whew. Bloody waste of time I was doing that. I expected there to be 2 screws there. Well, at least I'm digging into this. Now, alright, so we'll take that one and that one off. Surely that's got to be. I mean, what the hell's that for then? Don't tell me. Keep going. Ah, the plot thickens. See, I'm looking at that and going, surely it's going to be there, blah blah blah. So I'll go like this and I'll go, eh? Oh, there you are. Ha. So there must be one there. Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. All this just because the brushes don't want to come out. They're just where they're supposed to. Usually you just pop them in and pop them out, but nah, don't want to. But I find this quite interesting. This how all this works. Pulling things apart, I'm good at that. Putting things back together on the other. That wasn't easy. It didn't want to come out there. There's a bearing right there. And, well, it wasn't a press fit, but, so I had to clamp it all over here and I'm holding on. You ever get that feeling when you might need like a third hand or something like that? Right. Now, would have been so much easier if sometimes the brushes come out real easy and sometimes there's just no way, they just don't want to. But anyway, you want to slice it. Could have made it easier on myself, I guess, if I did something about that. But right, now the plan is to try and get this out of there, knocking it from the shaft from the top there. Maybe that'll work. And then see if I can get at those brushes and then pick all this up, clean the shaft. I prefer to put it all back together with new brushes, or put it all back together and then get the new brushes, and then I believe this thing will work. Which this is going to end up in a box 3 years later. How the hell's all this go back together again? What's fucking this screw? Where's that go? I'm already thinking about it now. Alright, back to it. Okay, took a pin punch to the back of the shaft and not crushing the cast iron body too much. I've got soft jaws going on, and voila, we have the there's a fan dealy there too. We have our rotor. I'm going to clean that up, and how's our bearing? Oh, sorry, rusty side. I'll clean that up a bit there. Clean up the recess here, which I've done a bit. Right, now I can get at those possibly worn brushes there. Let's see if we can clean this up a bit with some emery, then blow it off. You don't want any dust and sand and shit getting in the bearings or whatever. Right, I do recall this one did have a one of those wave washers from somewhere, from in there or somewhere. Now that was on the top, wasn't it? Yeah, that was something to do with that bit. Anyways, right, I'm never gonna remember where's my. I've got to cut up a screw to replace that one, but it's on the way, man. Maybe some archaeologist will find this in a billion years' time and go, you know what, that dopey bastard couldn't figure out how to put all this back together. But at least there's one thing good for this. this shaft, see all this grease here, that ain't doing nothing, so I'm going to put that on the slider here. So it was worth opening up, and for basic maintenance. Basic maintenance, where you put shit in a box and you never fucking see it ever again. Okay, I got all that cleaned up, and I'm never really that fond of sandpaper on stuff because you get residual dust and shit, but these modern day sealed bearings are amazing. So have a look at this armature winding thing here, right? Some words are coming back. I like this groovy fan thing it's got going. Gear looks good. Look at all the rusting on that. So I reckon that might be some formulations of causations also. Well, at least that's all nice and good. Alright, so let's work on this, clean that up. See if I can get those brushes out, which is usually the difficult part. Okay, got that all armature all nice and cleaned up, that's all good. So I noticed with this this brush here, it does move, but like it was quite difficult to even push it, and it certainly doesn't spring back at all. So it's just not really moving at all, and I wonder what's going on with the other one too. So I believe, let's see if I can push it. Yeah, I pushed it up, but she's not really going anywhere. At least they move, so I believe I can get them out. And let's see if we can find a way to make these bloody things move. Okay, at least I've got it to move. It's coming. She's coming. Come on, baby. There you are. Boom. Okay. So that's all gummed up and pretty rough. But I might be able to just clean them up, and maybe I can get them to, if I can get them to spring, I might be able to use what we got here. Yes. I'm starting to get a bit more confident in it. All this time. That's low. Dishonest. No, that's too. Oh, maybe this one will be fine. I've had that sitting there for years, and just the globe is stuffed. Oh, God, I've got to climb up here again now, don't I? Alright, let's try this one. Right on, that'll do the trick. It's a whole lot better than that. There. Had any fucking sense, I would have taken that out of there and put it in there. Sense. I hate the word. Like I hate hell. All truth is in thee. Right on, so I cleaned up the brush. Here's one of the other brushes, and you see all the corrosion-y, not corrosion, but the build-up of, well, that's actually acidic corrosion-y, corrosion. Yes. Now, what I did was, see, brake cleaner, mate. See, I put brake cleaner in there, air hosed it, and cleaned brake cleaner on the other one. And so I popped it in, and now she moves. Look at that. Boom. Done. Okay. Now, if you haven't seen brake cleaner, it's the shit. If you ever gonna build a workshop, you got to get this. If you don't have this, you're not a real man. All right, until you get some of this stuff. Now, what happens here is there's been chucking junk out there. A couple old TVs and bicycle, one little tricycle, and some tyres. Who's been chucking all their shit there? I've been chucking their shit in the back of my place. Anyways, okay. Anyway, now, if you haven't got any, see, these are great for starting engines. You know, spray a bit down the guts, and it's high, the high octane levels, and this stuff's great for cleaning. You know, it's supposed to be for cleaning disc brakes and stuff. But no, this is the shit. This is the shit. If you're ever going to have a workshop and tools and all that sort of stuff, get yourself a can of this stuff. You know, whether it's motorcycles or machine tools or fucking you just want to gloat to your mates that you've got a can of this shit. Oh yeah. You gotta get a can of that. Boom! Now, let's clean up the other brush and get that moving. See, they weren't moving. So they're probably that far away from the armature that sometimes it might spark off and sometimes it won't. Plus, it was all here rusty and all that. I've got hope for this. If I can find a screw somewhere, it'll match that. Give that slider a grease. Try, as I may, to figure out where all these screws are supposed to go. What was it? Mediums, longs, shorts for that. Okay, I've got that sorted out. As to the rest of it, you're on your own. Now, let's continue on. Oh, side note, yeah, I'm just gonna get these going and then I'll pull them out again because I won't be able to put the shaft in if they're fully extended, right? So I just figured I'd just mention that. No one gives a shit about this story. And now the assembly begins, which is generally the time when it all goes to shit. Right, well, I got all that put together and I nearly forgot that plate that's in there, but that's cool. And then I got the rotation incorrect, then I got the entire rotation incorrect. Yeah! This is, I think I'm sort of like obliques, asterisks and obliques, you know. Fell into the vat of vat and just could never return. He ain't never coming back. So far so good. It seems to be coming together, alright. Yes. Now I don't want to be complacent. I think I'll find a, I'll be able to find a screw to replace the one that I got a bit complacent on, and had to get the humper dumper out to sort that out. I should be able to replace it. What's it, 4mm? Is it something like that? Alright, I'm at that stage right now. I'm just about to do that. Does seem to be coming together. Don't worry, I'll end up with 15 screws in here. Like, hey, where do they go? It's always like that. Alright. I'm glad that this thing here, this is one of the boxes that had just end up Enjoy Hobby Club. Who makes up the names of these things? They should employ me. I'll come up with some doozies. Yeah, treasure trove of stuff that's coming out of this. This is just one of the boxes of many. Sometimes when you buy a crate and they chuck in all kinds of extra shit, and some blokes just don't want to deal with it. So sometimes you just find treasures, man. Oh, yeah, I could use that the other day. Right, so I could cut that down, 4mm thread, I think. So. Great thing about metric, you look and go, righto, not that nonsense stuff. I can't say that. Get on TikTok, have a radio, get some hormone blockers. I can't wait. If this works, I'm going to get some hormone blockers. If not, I'm going to get some new brushes, and hopefully that'll work. If it doesn't, I won't be able to buy any hormone blockers and transition. Transition. Oh god. Right, now that I might use that to cut it down. It's not exactly what I want, but it would do the job. Let's see what I got in there. But yeah, this has been a real trooper, this box. Yeah, I didn't even know I had it, just a whole bunch of shit that came with it. Now let's see what I've been collecting over the freaking years. Ooh, look at that. Well, would you look at that? That would be good. Oh yeah, baby. Cut that one down. And we're good. We're golden, mate. We're golden. Yep. Might even find a shorter one. Let's see. Okay. Let's go over everything. For the first time in my entire existence, I didn't end up with any extra. Yeah, only downside I got a bit complacent with when I was unscrewing a few and rounded off one of the heads. replaced that, got out the cutting wheel, cut something up, got something good going. Okay, and right, let's see now. It did fire over and then it didn't, right? I cleaned up the shaft. Right, so the spindle's cleaned up. If it doesn't do anything, I'm gonna replace the brushes. Now they move now, they can spring and move, they're sliding, so that's a good thing. I guess in retrospect, if I had to just whack some lube down there, something really flammable with electric, and let it sort of dry for a few days or whatever, might have been able to pull them out, change them, or just get them moving, which next time I'll try and do that, just get them, see if I can get them to move, and that might just solve the issues altogether. But I'm happy that I did pull it entirely to bits, because some sliding areas were not lubricated, and there's grease on the side of it, sort of thing, so everything's lubricated good. The brushes move, and the spindle, what do you call the armature, is nice and clean. By rights it should do something. If it doesn't do anything, as I say, I'll change those brushes, and then whack new ones in. Then it won't work, I'll crack the sheets, throw a few things around and go home and drink a bottle of vodka. It's really cheap. Now if it does do something, I do so believe that I've figured out at the end of the stroke, when I put this bracket back on, the blade protector guide, that it's got enough clearance there. I do so believe. Alright, so we're gonna give this a whirl. Got it plugged in. I haven't tested it and then sort of gone, yeah, you know. No, I'm serious, we're doing this together. Now, due to it being me, she's secure enough. Right, I've got a bit of wood under there, it's secure. You don't want to squeeze too much with these cast irons and crack them. I think we'll go with some safety glasses. Yeah, it is me after all. I mean, that's an achievement for me, to put something back together, strip something completely, put it back together, and not end up with a whole bunch of extras going, shit, the battery's about to run out with this bloody thing. Hang on, let me change the battery. Probably grabbed the wrong one. I've got 3 batteries. Alright, let me change that. Yeah, remains to be seen whether I grabbed the right battery. Probably not. Let's try the other one. Shit. Take number. Oh, here we go. Oh, this battery's good. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Now I don't know if that's on or off. I don't know. Here we go. Come on, baby. Are you gonna work? Woo! Immediately. And it didn't hit the end of the thing. That sounds good. Let's try that again. Come on, baby. Boom, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Man, shit. Man, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Boom. There you go. And that's all lubed up. Sounds alright too. Let's see if that button works. Boom! Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Man shit! Boom! Now I can finally transition and get my frickin' hormone blockers. Man shit! Didn't cost a dime to fix that. There you go. Mate. So yeah, that armature was quite dirty, quite worn, and needed to clean up with the copper area. So that made a big difference. The main issue with this was that the brushes stopped moving. Alright? But see, the problem is when you try to get, I even put some lube down to try to get them out, and they didn't want to come out, and then you end up breaking the springs, or even in one case of the thing over there, the actual brush piece itself broke. You know, these sorts of things, and therefore having to strip the thing completely. And the problem is, for what it's actually worth, you know, I've got to get a blade for it. I want to use. I've never had a sawzall before, ever, mate. So I like that. What an achievement! That's like the bearded mechanic. You know, he gets all excited. He starts moving faster when he knows that the job's he's nearly there at the spot where it might actually work. Motorcycles he works on. And you can feel, and the audience, me, everyone watching, his show's fantastic, him and his mate, and but yeah, we can all feel it. We really want it to go, come on, and boom, it fires over and he goes for a ride, and it's a great feeling. It's a good feeling when you can fix some fucking thing, you know. This was a full teardown, so I'm pleased about that. I've been planning on doing that for quite a while. So, what have we achieved today? We had to pull that apart, repaired that, pulled just spliced in some this dealie here that belongs to my mate. Hopefully, you won't accidentally cut the cords again. But I'm rapt about this. Was it worth doing? If I was going to sell it, or I was going to try to sell it? No, not really. If I had a saw, you know, but I'll have a look at how much these a new one is in. That's at the market. Who knows? I might sell it, and you know, say, hey, and blokes say to me, you know, that's too much, and I'm like, yeah, all right, go to the hardware store and buy a new one. And they know tools are freaking expensive these days, so I buy these crates. And they say Genjo, and like a few things had crosses on them, like that circular saw that's in bits in a box, which I forgot where I've even put it. There we go. That's all in bits. I believe that the same process could be enabled with that. Not really worth doing, but you know, I fixed one of those before and it was worth doing. But the satisfaction element cuts in, and it's a good feeling when you know you can fix some things. And how many times have I felt frustrated because of just, you know, cognitive years, and I just get fucking berated for just asking a question. So I learned not to ask anything. Your brain just, and you know, and how much frustration I've gone through in my life. It's just not, you know, when you're trying to fix something, but you just don't know anything about it, or you just don't understand this, or you just have no idea about it, and the frustration, and you break something, and it's like, because you just don't know anything about it, you know. A bloody good feeling. Back in my day, there was no information, you know, and yeah, it was like that. So over the years, I learned how to, like when I did this tool making apprenticeship, I learned how to use bench tools, operation and shit like that. So some other shit I can do, but as far as engines and freaking machinery and the components of it, I know what they are, because at trade school you learn what they are. But there's so many things, the nuances of particular things. They're different, but the more you fuck around with them, the more you have a better idea of what's going on. That's really good. So a lot of my experience is thoroughly different. You know, working on some milling machine and making some piece, something, you know, we need something, all right, make that, and that'll do some slider thing or whatever the fuck, you know. Thoroughly different. So yeah, I just, over the years I felt so much frustration. It was just like you're trying to tune a car or something. Oh, okay, I can do some things. I can, you know, get that light tester thing, and all right, we can maybe move the dizzy and get the, you know, and do a few things. But there's some aspects I just don't know. There's this void, and I just don't know. You know what I mean? And that fucking shits me when you just don't know, and you can't know. The wonderful thing about this the net, you know, like YouTube and stuff like that, you can sort of look up, oh, how do you do this and how do you do that, and you watch some dudes and they say, oh, they show you, it's fantastic, they show you how to do shit, right? Like I'm showing you how some people, no one's going to watch this shit anyways, but you know, they show you how to do something. So there's such a wealth of information. It's really great. So it takes away so much frustration of the void of not knowing the particular, just not knowing anything about something that you're trying to fix, and then the frustration of it, of not knowing, you know. I felt that so many fucking times in my life. Yeah. Yeah. Bloke was saying years ago in this pub, he said, you know, when he was talking about maintenance fitters and blokes that come in on shutdowns and they stop the entire factory and they pull machinery apart and fix all this shit. But there's, you know, specialised stuff too, because this bloke was saying that he works on these farming tractor gearboxes, and they're so freaking intricate. And he said, you know, these blokes can't just walk in there and pull that apart and know what's going on. And I said, he's like saying to me, you know, as if I'm going to say, nah, we can do anything. And I was like, no, mate, I agree with you. I'm just lost with a lot of this shit. And, you know, I totally agree with you. I could see he felt this pride in his work, that because he knows his shit, you know. I couldn't do any of the shit he does. But, yeah, you know, like with a car, you know, set your time, you know, get your timing line, you've got your marks, and then you know, but there's so many things about it, the aspirations of carburetions and 4 barrels and tune them, or the triple carbs, and you know, it's just like, I don't know how to do any of this fucking shit. But the void is when you have no experience whatsoever, right? In something, like, you know, someone picks up a screwdriver and they sort of just don't know how to use the fucking thing. You know, that sort of that frustrating void when you want to fix something, but you just don't know how. Yeah, but don't worry about it, because the internet has, these days, as I said, the great thing about it, you can, like, I don't know about a particular thing, right? And now there's so much wealth of information out there now, that can help to relieve that stress and strain, which I consider to be frustration. I've had to deal with that as an apprentice. I was 16 years old working full time, and sometimes, you know, you'd fuck something up and you might get yelled at, and you quickly you run around for 4 hours, you're trying to fix your fuck up so no one will find out, you know. Yeah. Alright, now I wonder if I even have a filter, an air filter, because of the weather. It messes with your tuning. The moisture content in the air, and as I rode this into town and back for that big meal, it sort of spluttered a bit, and like it goes okay, but it's like when, for instance, depending on the weather, you might want to adjust your mixture screw and stuff for the air, more air or less air, for running lean, running rich, so that it's sort of not as spontaneous as it generally is. So I'm just going to check that filter to see if, I can't even remember if I even have one. I know I pulled the carby apart. I'm just going to check. Maybe, I think it's probably just the moisture in the air, though. Okay, so I'm just babbling now, but I'm fucking wrapped that I was able to pull that thing apart, understand about that oblong bloody gearing kind of thing, because I've seen this sort of shit before. Okay. So I had some experience with the armature and the brushes and bits and pieces and this and that, but without any of that experience, you know, it just piss you off when you break something or it just don't work and you don't know why. You know, just fucking, why doesn't this thing work? Why? What is missing? What is the element that's missing? That's the great void that I've had to suffer throughout my existence. That great fucking void of, it's this, you just don't know. And you can't know. Yeah. But these days, there's a wealth of wonderful people out there with excellent information, and they enjoy teaching people shit, you know. Like the Junkyard Digs people, and Thunderhead 289, Dylan McCool, all these dudes. And the Bearded Mechanic, he's freaking awesome. He's blowing up, and they enjoy teaching people. They're not just fixing something and they're grifting and making dough out of channels, but they're also enjoying, like, sometimes they'll stop and go, you know what, this is a good moment to teach people something of the aspects of this particular thing. He'll go to the whiteboard and go do and show people shit. It's great. And a really good feeling of elation when it can actually get something to bloody work. I swear, I have no idea what act of God just happened. I've never had electric start on this rig. Ever. Alright, and I've pulled this switch assembly open to have a bit of a gander and a look-see-poos. I figured what I might do, just in case, I've rigged up this battery to here, and I figured what I might do is just disconnect the, because this battery's weak as piss. Disconnect, I've got the head off and everything. Got to hone that or get another head, I guess. There's one online for a couple, $20, eh? But I want to keep it a ridgy-didge something, but then I'll lose compression. Look what I'm worried about here. Now, anyways, I've never, ever, like, I was able to set this up to here, and then using jumper cable to here, but I was only getting in this area of the system the starter motor to work. Anyways, I've done absolutely nothing to it, other than just opening this, right, and just having a look. See, I've got the bloody, there's the connecting rod right down there, just sitting there, and I'm like, right, I'll just pull that out, and what I'll do is I'll cross over the two wires, thinking that inside here the switch is probably corroded or something. If I can, that would clarify that if I was to touch these two wires together, which would simulate the switch closing, right, and then that, and if that did anything, so I was thinking of just putting a resistance ohms tester on here, down here somewhere, on this one wire here, the power wire. If it did anything at all, any change, that would mean that there's corrosion in this switch system, to my brain, which is like not exactly the Millennium Falcon. So I've done nothing to it, didn't lube it, didn't do nothing, and I went like that. Oh, by God, look at this. I've got the connector right there. I'm like, shit, I don't have no busting. And then I couldn't believe it. It actually did something. Oh, look at that. So, it doesn't seem like it's going to bother it. Oh, and it works. What kind of act of God? Some rigs you got to pull the, they've got like a switch whereby you got to hold one of the brakes on, which I did, and I thought, oh, that's, you know, that's the procedure. That's what's got to, that's what you got to do with that unit. You got to be holding one of the brakes in order to get any sound out of that starter motor. It doesn't work, but I can get some sound out of it, which means the switch works. I think the starter itself is seized or something, and I can't freaking believe that. I've had this rig for freaking years. That never ever worked, and I've rigged this up before. I've done this before. I've gone over this before. I've done this before. What changed? Act of freaking God. I don't even have to pull in any things and anything. I've got all that disassembled. What kind of act of God is that? Huh? So I'm well keen to, shit, I should hone this. I want to keep it ridgy-didge. But then again, I'm talking about changing that exhaust because that's stuffed, and I kind of sort of welded it up to, this is pretty bloody rough. I put it together, and one thing mistake on that, not a mistake, I just didn't know there's that void again. And I looked up online, this bloke was talking about these particular clips that the clips that go in your piston pin clips. They go, you got to go to to the flat and not the other. If you reverse them, they're not seated correctly, and they'll go ping. And one actually, when I went to put it in, went ping. It's over there somewhere, the bastard. And I put another one in, one of the originals, but I put it around the wrong way. Ting, ting, ting. Off it went, and I found it, the full of it. Luckily, it didn't all go in there. And see, I just didn't know. There's the void. I didn't know. And so I just whacked it in, and now I've been watching these blokes, and they say they're shit, you know, those particular clips, older school clips, you can't go wrong. And so you know, and watching him, how he gets this pointy thing and he wedges it in and leaves the thing, because they're a bastard to try to get in. And so I've gone ahead and scraped this inside, which is not ideal. Now I wonder if with a honing, it's pretty deep, right? So I wonder with a honing tool whether it's even worth doing. I'd like to try though, you know what I mean? This bloke that I don't know, might be a bit. Well, it's not all the way up the top here, right? So it's not all the way to the top. So maybe there's a chance, a bit of honing, we might get some formulation of combustion that'll be decent enough. I think I'll lose compression, but I don't want to toss this. That being the case, which I should hone it, maybe I should just whack it all back together just for kicks. And because I've got the gear, I've got a piston here, and I can't fucking believe it. What happened? What changed? What act of God is that? What? Nothing changed. I've done this over and over. I did it. I set that up to here, you know, obviously I played around with that and tried to get that to work and all kinds of shit, and whoa, Jesus Christ, that works too. That hasn't ever worked. What's going on here? We're going, what's going on right now? How do I get off the stage? Hey, can someone help me? Hey, this is my wife. Oh no, that's my sister. Right. That's an act of God. Because I haven't changed anything. I wish I did not. I've done this before, I'm serious. I've done this plenty of times. I did videos of me dicking around with this and pulling all this to bits. Yeah, well, bugger it. I'm just going to see how much compression I can get out of this thing anyway. It's not like I have to put everything back together, and just see how it reacts. A bit worried about having to put those clips in if one goes ping. The bastards. I might put all kinds of wrapping around here, right? Like a hazmat suit, because I swear there's a clip. It's over there somewhere, and it's there. Worst case scenario, if I don't get enough compression out of it, I'll get that other cylinder. So it's 20 bucks. But I wanted to keep this rigid-edge deal. And, you know, give it a go at honing just for a laugh. I will lose compression there, but whatever. You know, this ain't Ferrari here, alright? I mean, come on. But I'm having a freaking blast, aren't I? Because some things are actually coming together. Alright, let's reassemble all this shit. And just sort of kick back and just bask in the glory that the gods have decided to bestow upon me, at least some good feeling. I changed nothing, and I've done this many times. Alright, I haven't actually disassembled that, but I didn't disconnect anything. What's going on here? What are we doing? We're going, what's going on right now? Stranger things have happened. So I put it back together, I whack that in, there's a bugger to get in. And then I set it up again, and nothing. So what's going on here? Like a wire's been pinched or something? It's not really, doesn't What's going on here? It's very strange. Maybe it's further down where it's connected and I don't know. So, as originally suspected, this switch here, the wire to there, power, but this switch in here, the connection itself is donkey pooed, because the original idea was to get a driver and then spark out Oopsie, and then get it correct. Boom. So now it's doing something. Put the fucking, see? I can spark that over and it's doing something. So, and I actually got it to turn over. Just can't. There you go, boom. Just one terminal's lower than the other. So, turns out that this connection in here, but the problem is this doesn't have. How the bloody hell do you open, take that out, clean it, and whack it back on without breaking the bastard? Yeah. Worst case scenario, I've got enough line here that I can bypass. I can just take this off and then make up my own switching system. But I prefer. Woo! Now it's doing something, and now it's not. It's all very strange. Woo! Now it's doing something. So that. If only I could. It's not like a pin or anything in there. It's actually the moulding. Maybe they open that up and then pop it out, but I can't see how that can happen without breaking the bloody thing. And of course I would break the bloody thing. And what could I use? Some of that electrolyte cleaning gizmo-y stuff. Fucking. Ooh, maybe you can push that in and pull that around there and take the. Maybe I can break the bastard at the same time. Oh well, if I break it, fuck it, I'm gonna set up my own switch. At least I know what's wrong with it. Now, let's take that one off. In order to not accidentally kick it over when just the connecting rod's on its own. Fucking wrap. Today has been a total success. Yes, I'm gonna lube this up a bit and lube and get that sorted. I want to tighten up the cable on that one, take a bit of slack out. All these jobs that need to be done. Yes. Now, as far as I understand it, either because they're soldered, so either, I presume, wherever this, I open this up and this goes down somewhere around it. It might be, I don't know, somewhere inside here. How do you get to that? I don't know. Take that off, I guess. Anyways, what I did was I was able to just to pry it just over this little dealie here. Might be able to bend that back a little bit, I know. I've got my tool maker's files out, a few of those and whatever. I've cleaned up these contact points at least. And so we might have something here, maybe not. I heard something go ding, and I'm looking around and shit. You know, I know we've got a spring here, so but I'm looking around going, bloody hell. So I might have had two springs or some bull dust in this switch system, so this might not work. But worst case scenario, I'll make up a switch. Because I don't want to have to get a new one and solder it or try to find where it goes, and just basically I think it's just a replaceable part. You find where the bloody thing is and you disconnect that and slide it out and then dick around with all that. Nah, not interested. I know that the wire from there to there is good, so I'll just get a switch from Autobahn, the best god, the best band, the auto backs. They got auto backs here, they got switches. Alright, let's just give it a try though. Cause you're simply the best. Woo! Better. Yeah, we'll do that while the fucking conrod's on its own there, buddy. You're simply the best. Dun, dun, dun. I'm sure that Ferrari's going to call me up and I'll say, sorry blokes, no, Lamborghini, they just spoke to me. They're offering me $400,000 a year. No, we'll give you 500. Yeah, no shit, alright. Hang on, I'll just call up Lambos. You're simply the best. Dun, dun, dun. You know what the feeling is of actually having electric start on this fucking thing? I've never had it. Ever. This thing and I have been through thick and thin, man. Oh yes, if only you knew.
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned. Heaven sought order, but the phoenix can fly only when its feathers are grown.
Well, stranger things happen. Like I went to go for it again, it did nothing. I'm like, it's very strange. Sometimes I'd press that without touching the brake and it would work, and I leaned over there, touched the rear brake, pulled that on, and then it started going. I'm like, alright, and that's the switching system, same sort of system as they got over there. But a couple of times I pressed the, I'm sure you saw me, I pressed it and it didn't, you know, I'm pressing it now, and it fired. Some strange things are going on, so maybe there's some kind of connection-y thing going on between the switch that's located with this and that, connected to that, and as it goes with some weird shit. So I'll pull on the front brake now, and yeah, sort of, that was actually doing something, and and now it is. Oh, pull it on far enough, pull it on a bit further. Alright, so yeah, that sort of connector switch might be a bit on the wonky juice side. Let's go for that rear brake again. Oh, okay, so pull it just slightly, doesn't do anything, and then goes, it must have some kind of limit switch or something like that. But anyway, you want to slice it, it did something. Oh, fucking rat, mate. Yeah. Ooh. There you go. There you freaking go. Yeah, today has been an absolute fantastic time. Every concept that I had of the problems that I'm facing with some of these things turned out to be correct. That's good. There you go. So that's good. Yeah, alright, so we sorted that shit out. Kind of keen to throw that starter motor into that thing now. I checked to see if the air filter actually isn't. I got one, but it's a bit rough, but that's cool. So we got this, got that sorted out, got that sorted out. We understand what's going on with that, possibly. Got totally successful day, because when shit works, it's great. I'm gonna make a gasket up for this and find some screws or something to sort that out. Fix that, total fucking rebuild, and came up with some fucking godlike stuff here. That is, I'm rapt about that, because that has never, I've had this thing for free. We've got history together, haven't we, mate? Yep. I'm gonna put you back on the road. I guess if I'll get pickup if I try to just chuck this on the way it is. So I will get that honing tool and just hone it and hope for the best, and we'll see how we go with that. We've got electric start now. Woo, yeah. And if not, then we'll put that in the memory lane area. Is the OP, the OR, so operating room. There's things to do, things. My handwriting's fantastic. I'm gonna leave on a high. Fucking rat. I'm gonna go out there and ride in the rain, singing songs, feeling good. I might even get a pack of thick crinkle cut potato chips and then pour some salt in there and maybe a bit of, I am gonna even go. Till we meet again, my good friend. Alright. What a successful, enjoyable day. Where everything just came together, you know? Yes. Oh, what's the bloody time anyway? I got here at 3 o'clock in the morning. Been going pretty much flat straight since 3. And it's 4. So, there you go. There you go. I still got plenty in the tank. Because I had that big meal. I'll leave this for tomorrow. I'll clean all that up and make a gasket for this. I've got some material over there I'm going to make a gasket out of. Not proper gasket material, but that'll do. And look at this, I'm getting many of these to-do things. I'm thinking of using this stuff for gasket material for that. Piston here. If only I had a honing tool, I'd be hooking in, mate. I'd be hooking in, and maybe just ride it like this without any of the plastics, because you legally can. For 50 cc's, you don't have to get a shucking, which is a safety check kind of thing. And wouldn't it be rad just to ride this rig around like that? Yeah, I would do that. Who would do that? Yeah, I would do that. Alright, let's clean up. Fucking wrapped. Just really successfully things didn't stress me out. Had a bloody good time. And I'll probably be here first thing in the craziest time morning again to get fire back up and just leaving high. Oh man, I'll get stuck into this. See if I can figure out a way to create a sealed, so shit doesn't get into it. Whatever I call a primer pump. I keep forgetting that word. Primer pump for that chainsaw. And once I get that sorted out, I'll make up some two-stroke. I've got some fuel in here, and I've got some two-stroke oil up there. Make up some two-stroke. Is that lightning? And then go up the top there and start chewing up those big logs. Yeah, I can start getting stuck into that at some stage. All I really need is something like make up a flange type of thing, and we're good to rock and roll. I thought there might be lightning going on there. That'd be fun to ride in. Alright, so we're just about to run out of battery power. The number 3 battery. Yeah. The Thunderbox number 2 of contemplation. Freaking awesome. That was it's a good feeling when shit comes together and shit works. And it's not like, why? All the why was out. I thought about it and I thought, right, what could be wrong with this? What could be wrong with that? What could be wrong with this? And don't go into too much of the avenues of the universes inside of universes. Just sort of go, alright, what sort of the main possible issues? That's my lightning right there, you bastard. I'm gonna have to change that. I wonder I've got shitty lighting in here. I could have set up the torch. See, I've got to shut up and just go and leave on a high. I'll probably crash and die on the way back. Good. I'm prepared. You know? Die in contentment. Yes. Don't take that as advice.
Elemental forces caused the egg to hatch. From it then came a stone monkey. The nature of monkey was irrepressible.